chat for Nabucco. Guys, new to the channel. I am Ekko. I talk. Sometimes I post random videos. Sometimes I'm a YouTuber. Hashtag influencer moment. But guys, this video, sometimes I talk and I leave like a break in my words, so you might want to like put in ×2 or something. But guys, this video is really important. There's a lot of key like knowledge I feel like you can grab for your life. So I'm just gonna yap and let's get into this. So I guess I feel like I want to start to say that like I heard my friend's homie mom say this, but there's a really powerful phrase that make sure you fall in love with your life. And when I heard that for the first time, what it really spoke to me is like fall in love with your lifestyle, like your life grind, like your life story of like who you're pushing to be, like what you're trying to become, what kind of work you can like put into like yourself, what kind of energy you can put in yourself to have some sort of result, to like love that process, to love a search for a quest, a search for a goal, a search for a moment. Like, there's a lot that comes into play about that phrase, just being able to like love your lifestyle. And I feel like that's like the hardest thing to even answer, just because of how when we go through life, we have to care about a lot of stuff that we don't really want to care about. And there's a lot of stress, a lot of time associated with these things that we would much rather not want to do. And I really feel like this battle for trying to say that statement and live the statement, to fall in love with your life. I think the hardest part about that is somehow just like existing in a light that makes you satisfied, bro. Like that's like so hard to find. And I'm religious, I'm a Christian, guys, and like for me, like the answer to that question becomes a lot easier because I want to give glory to God, and like I believe in God. And so like for me, I just really like am trying to just make sure I have like, in the moments of like I'm a part of like a community, try to have like my best impact and like try to be the best version of myself, to kind of counteract like all like this shit that's so horrible in this world, of all like the bad news and all like these narratives and all these like motives. And like guys, I feel like the topic is just a very difficult topic to just like find an answer to start just like living like that, because sometimes we're just in a position of our lives where we're just chilling and it's like a simpler time, and that might make life easier. And then once we lose that, who knows really what is going on. But guys, I feel like for me, hearing a lot of people talk to me about some stories of their life and the way they have like overcome in like this recent week, I really feel like the best thing that we can try to do is try to like position ourselves in a way that you can just like, I don't know, like feel like each day you're making one step forward to getting better in some light that you suck at. I feel like that's just like, if you can just do that, then this answer will just come to you of like, what do you truly love in life? I don't know, chat, because, you know, I hope that journey of yourself, you don't get lost, because I feel like it's really easy to get lost and then like just locked in. And so if you're watching this video and listening to me talk still, like, you know, someone told me once that, you know, this recently, my doctor that came back to my hometown, he was talking to me and he told me that like you kind of live like 3 lifetimes in your life. The first one being like until you're 30, because he said that you basically don't have enough life experience. And so like generally when people are at 30, it's like kind of like peak, you know, about like being a human. I don't know, chat. That's what he said, but kind of makes sense about like a general timeline of like people in history, if you talk about it generally. But, you know, him saying that, and if that's like actually any facts or any truth to it, the number 30, you know, like, I feel like that's just an indicator of the amount of time that you had to try to figure it out in a way. And then, you know, past 30, and if you're older than 30 watching this video, I honestly feel like it's still the same. I feel like it's still the same, you know, about that first lifetime, and then the second lifetime and the third lifetime. I think that's your choice as a person and your mental to hop into that third lifetime or that second lifetime. But I feel like we're all kind of thrown into our first lifetime, if I'm talking in this person's advice. And like, I hope that gives people a little bit of lenience in their life if you're younger and you've been really hard on yourself, chat. And if something really bad happened before anything of like age 30, chat, you know, like, I just feel like, you know, just me saying that, and people are older than that, like, I feel like it's always the same leeway in a way. Because, you know, with those numbers and with those like talk about an age range, I feel like at the end of the day, what's the true importance is like how much time you use valuably. Whether you're 30, whether you're 60, whatever the hell, like, the time that you use valuably in yourself and your reflection of yourself and your understanding of yourself and the position of the world, and if you're spiritual or not, like, that kind of work you don't see in people. You don't look at someone and think that they did all that work. But that's the work that will beat the edge of time. That's the work that will position yourself, I feel like, to make yourself better in any community setting of an impact. Because there's so much shitty things happening in this world that, like, you know, we need better, like, impact, bro. Like, it's difficult, but like, I'm gonna try, guys. Every time I'm out in the world, I'm gonna try my best to act holistically in a light. And I might make mistakes because I'm not the best person, but I feel like, you know, I'm really trying to do this with God in my life. And so, like, that's where my heart is right now. It's just trying to follow this path and keep up this work on YouTube. And, you know, but I really feel like, though, you know, regardless of anyone's background, that the biggest thing that can take away from your life is just being content, chat, but not content with your situation and your living. Is like contentment in your journey, chat. Contentment, like, if you have contentment in your journey that is like all over and you made it, chat, like, I feel like that's a dangerous mindset, bro. Because, you know, reflection is eternal, chat. A reflection is eternal, so how can you be content, chat? You can be happy and you can live and you can do everything and enjoy your life, but I think we always have to keep in mind some sort of like reflection of everything we see, like the sun, everything we see in our day, every single thing we see in our life. Like, it's good to keep in mind, I feel like, just so you're able to stay on course with yourself. And chat, I don't know if I just started rambling. I don't even know, chat. I just started rapping. But I just feel like that people just like suck a lot. The people that we don't know, because like the first impressions probably just shows that we don't really know who they are, you know, and it's just a difficult setting. But you know, once you get closer to people, you know, all this work and all this reflection, chat, will save you a horrible storyline. You don't even have to think about it a lot, chat. I think the matter is that when you think about it, when you don't have shit in your life, that's the best track that you can have to project yourself. It's like when you have shit in your life, that's when you have problems, chat. And that's when you might lose yourself. But when you don't have anything, that's a beautiful time to position yourself in a way so you can have everything. So you can keep that push and a light of your whole life in a way. I think it's possible. And you know, right now on my journey as a person, I'm like at that point where I'm really trying to pivot myself, like I've always have, but pivot myself in a way that like closes up my past, you know? So, but I just wanted to share these like thoughts of mine because there's so much bad stuff happening in the world. And I really think like the best thing we can do is not focus on the bad. We know about the bad, but focus on really trying to recover what was lost within yourself from maybe the battle of time, the battle of a story, and try to, you know, make a good impact. Because it's not that hard to just make someone's day better just by being a good person or just saying something. So that's where I'm at. I'm trying to like put more energy into my daily effort of, you know, making an impact. And so with this video and me chatting like this, chat, hope this helps someone. And if you're still at the end of this video, listen to me at this 13-minute marker. Like, I believe in you the most, you know. I have like another talking place here in my YouTube thing and other talks about ideas, but I really feel like the key of trying to do this is like acceptance of failure in your life and knowing that you're working towards this beautiful goal of falling in love with your life and that quest. I feel like that's like a true pivotal like moment that we all can take anytime in our life. It's just a matter of how much we think about it, think to understand. Because, you know, there's a lot of bad things can find you, chat, in your life. I really hope it doesn't. But, you know, this world, like, so random. So many people have their own problems and they don't care. And they hurt people. And so, like, you know, every single day, chat, if you can really think that something about yourself and something about, like, this whole picture of maybe a a 3 time of a lifetime that you'll live. Maybe you're in the first lifetime, or maybe you're in the second lifetime. But I feel like the key is just how you remember yourself in the present and what kind of stand you're going to make because you're inspired. Because you see a lot in people, but a lot of time you see real greatness in people when they're about to give up, when they're about to quit. And I think it takes a lot of us a lot of the time to get there before we can do something great like that. But if you're able to like know you can be like that and try your best every single second before that happens, I think that work will help you. But that work might also hurt you because you gotta make sure you're thinking about it right, chat. You can't just like tunnel vision. Like, can't just tunnel vision for one goal, chat. You gotta make sure you tunnel vision because of your reflection of like how that makes you feel about your current and the mental will to be like, I wasn't late. I'm here. Since I'm here, it's time to work, chat. So you can help out everyone. Because if we work, chat, I feel like you help out everyone. And but when you work in the light that's like founded on like your morals. I don't know, chat. I'm just lobba-doobie-dooping right now. But I don't know, chat. I just care and like shit's hard and I'm struggling in my own light and my own stuff, but I really feel like God is helping us all, even if y'all don't believe in that. But I feel like regardless that, yeah, it's just the conclusion is something that we're cooking. Because guys, it's really easy to see it in everyone else in the shows we watch, like people being great and how they inspire us and stuff, but being that person sucks so much dick, bro. And like sometimes how it feels, but make sure you fight on some principles, at least, chat. Don't just fight because you want to be different, chat. Make sure you fight because you have some principles that you thought about, chat, that can be tested through time. And on that note, and on that blah, 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 and if you're still at the end of this video and you actually listen to this whole thing of me yapping, this like 20-minute thing, bro, please comment in the comment section your favorite type of food. Yeah. Alright, guys, I'm gonna play the outro right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this yappy yap. Fortnite,